I just arrived very early this morning and I've been mostly here. So even though I'm in Glasgow now, most of what I've experienced so far has been really through social media over the last week. So I'm still landing here in the city and I feel the intensity of this moment for sure. I think it's actually quite a personal journey for an artist to be ready to talk about truth and talk about. I don't put pressure on other people, although I do sometimes feel frustrated by big acts who don't seem to really have a message. I also think like I just work on myself. I think that's it. And for me, it's been a personal journey of realizing that like if I don't speak about what's in my heart, then you come unstuck down the line, you know? And so then speaking about what I have to speak about becomes like a choiceless decision for me. So a couple of years ago, I wrote a song called In the Anthropocene. And the idea with the song was it was about the idea that we have language as human beings, and so we are the part of the earth that can speak, that can articulate. And so could we allow the earth, or in this case the oceans, to speak through us? Can I allow that to speak through me? Can I play with this idea? And this song came called In the Anthropocene. And it was part of the idea from the beginning to play with the mediums through which we released the song and the actual materials and the formats. So I collaborated with a vinyl producer called Tangible Formats, who's based in Florida, but he's studied a huge amount about what you can play music on, what kind of vinyls. And so he collaborated with some litter pickers from the beaches in Cornwall to collect plastic that was washed up from the ocean. And then we made, in the UK, this vinyl that was made from 100% recycled plastic. And it was a playable vinyl, like you could play my music on it. So we released the song on a limited edition run of vinyls made out of ocean plastic, and that was a world first. That had never been done before. They looked beautiful. That was the seeding of the deal. Like they had this really unusual look, and the light shone through it really nicely. And so that was fun for me because it was a way of articulating a point or creating a message over different platforms, you know. One idea I was playing with was returning again with Tangible Formats to continue this idea of doing a limited run. He can make vinyls, he says, that are playable out of hemp, out of byproducts from industrial farming. There's a lot of ways we could continue this idea. So that's one idea, is to do that for future releases and kind of, yeah, continue making that kind of, making a point between what's the actual content of the music and then what's the platform that's released on. Any advice I'd have for future artists is about like, it's about going deeper within and finding what it is that you really stand for, and then committing to those values and letting them totally shape what it is you do. Because if you just want to be successful and don't examine it very deeply, and I just want to have a broad, big success, nothing wrong with that. And then later on down the line, you want to make things a bit greener or something. Obviously, you can make changes at any point, but like if you set things up early and you really stand by things and stand for things, then you can really grow your business and grow your music and grow your whole operation. And those principles, they won't limit you. They'll actually help sort of channel your career and channel your success in certain ways. You know, any idea of saving the world kind of doesn't feel right. In fact, it kind of stinks, and that's for a good reason. It's because a lot of the arrogance of how we've been is contained within that. Like, saving the world assumes that we're up here and the world's down here, and we're going to take time just to stoop down and pick this world up. And the opposite's the case in a way, you know. It's like, I think it's about not overlooking, like, you know, the obvious things in front of you. Like if you picked up a leaf and you look at this self-organizing, perfect design, and then you just begin to get a glimpse of marveling at this, of what it is we're a part of, then you realize that rather than stooping down and saving the earth. Actually, our work now in this time is to raise ourselves to match the majesty of what we are, not separate from. Humans won't save the world, you know. It's like the infinitely intelligent, divine organising force will work itself, but we have to clear ourselves out to allow that to work through us, you know, and that means we have to understand our desires and our fears that motivate all of our actions. For example, as a musician, why do I want to be famous in so many different territories? I mean, you know what I mean? Like, those are the kind of questions that I've been asking myself more in recent years, because I didn't ask them in the beginning. It was like just what I received from my culture, that was what success was, that would be what I should do, and reflecting more and really allowing that reflection to then inform our actions and change and make choices and be more satisfied with what we have here is something that we all can be doing. When I say like allowing the infinitely divine intelligence force to play, I kind of, this is what I mean, like, you know, through examining our desires and fears and getting our priorities straight, this is that in action.